Hey everyone, welcome back to All Figured Out. Today, we will be taking a deep dive into possibly the most recognizable LEGO clone, Captain Rex of the 501st Legion. We will explore his origins, the minifigure's design choices, doing a quick comparison to its predecessor, and finally, determine if he's worth the price on Bricklink. Let's see if the remake of this minifigure lives up to his status as the fan favorite clone. Captain Rex was first introduced in the Clone Wars and quickly became a beloved character. Since then, he's made other appearances across Star Wars media, including The Bad Batch, Rebels, and the Ahsoka show. A natural leader and a first-generation clone, he served as the captain of the 501st Legion, fighting alongside Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano. Known for his unconventional tactics and deep compassion for his fellow soldiers, he played a key role in securing countless victories throughout the Clone Wars. First, I want to show off the pieces that make up the minifigure. There's his helmet and rangefinder, a unique clone head, a torso with printed arms, printed legs, a blue pauldron, and lastly, a set of twin handheld blasters. Let's start with arguably the most iconic part of his armor, his custom clone helmet. The two triangle-shaped markings are known as J-guys, a Mandalorian sigil representing the soldier's bravery in the field. Along with some tally marks, they are a remarkably faithful adaptation of the in-show appearance. The same symbol can also be found on Kanan Jarrus' mask and helmet of Special Ops clone Blackout. Moving down, we can see the iconic fusion of Phase 1 and 2 clone armor, combining the T-shaped Mandalorian-inspired visor from Phase 1 and the smaller mouthpiece from Phase 2 helmets. Next, we can find the weld line fusing the two helmets together, with some inconsistencies which give the lines a rougher feel. Still, it lacks the hints of orange and brown, which is slightly inaccurate to the source material. Other elements, such as the vents, chin vocoder, and breathing tubes, all look pretty spot on. Turning to the side, this brings us to the rangefinder, which completes the helmet's iconic look. However, I wish the grey antenna could be lowered by using a lower helmet hole, because currently, it looks just a bit too tall. Hopefully, it is something LEGO could potentially fix in the future. The headpiece uses the standard clone faceprint, but adds a patch where the inhibitor chip was removed, along with some extra wrinkles. These help distinguish the captain from regular clones. I believe the wrinkles could be a nod to his old age and veteran status, due to him being a Generation 1 clone. Though I'm not too sure about this, but what do you think? Moving on to the torso, and the first thing that stands out is the oversized ammo pouch. While it's inaccurate to the animated shows, it's a perfect recreation of Rex's appearance in the Ahsoka series, during a Clone Wars flashback scene. The black pouch stretches from the top of his chest plate down to the lower edge, and personally, I think it looks fantastic. What isn't accurate to any depiction of Rex, however, is the massive shoulder pauldron. Stylistically, it fits nicely with the rest of the printings, and matches the show's design. However, its size is way off, so much that it reaches his left hand. It's inaccurate, but worse, I find it quite distracting. LEGO has made smaller pauldrons before, like this one, for the artillery stormtrooper, so I'm not too sure why it's so massive here. Sometimes, bigger is not better, and in this case, I think it is a huge misstep on LEGO's end. Returning to the torso, we can find armor welds that highlight the fusion of Phase 1 and Phase 2 armor, matching the blue welt marks found on his helmet. The rest of the front printings are also well executed, mixing some design elements from the animated and the live action shows. On the back, the printing is consistent with other Phase 2 grunts LEGO has produced. Looks great, but there's not much to talk about here. Looking at the legs, let's start with the positives. The detailings are accurate, such as the platings and the blue knee pads. LEGO even added a bit of black printing to represent the exposed body glove, along with the feet printing. These are all excellent touches that show great attention to detail. A very small nitpick is the absence of tally marks. It could be nice, but runs the risk of over-detailing the legs. The bigger issue, however, are the printed waist capes. The problem shows when viewing from any other angle. It makes a figure feel incomplete. LEGO has done physical commas countless times before, so I'm not too sure why it's missing here. To kind of remedy the problem, I picked up a third-party comma, which looks great, and sells the whole Captain Rex look. At least, it is something that can be somewhat easily fixed. The arms to me are a standout feature, and LEGO made the right call by adding detailed printings. The plating details, the battle-worn blue stripes, and the comlink interface are all beautifully integrated. LEGO even made the effort to print tally marks on the left arm, but unfortunately, it's always covered by the huge pauldron, which is another reason to make a smaller one. As for the blasters, I think they are well done, and correctly represent the iconic twin pistols Rex is often shown using. While they look slightly oversized, I think it is a reasonable compromise to fit LEGO's design aesthetic. After some careful thinking, I would put this version of Rex firmly in A tier. Overall, I think LEGO did a good job at translating Captain Rex from his appearance in the shows into minifigure form. My major gripe, and what keeps him from reaching S tier, are the problems with the cloth pieces. But aside from those, I like every other aspect of him, especially the detailed printings. Please let me know if you agree with my rating in the comments. I would love to see how you guys would grade this version of Rex. As of today, the price of the Captain costs around $10 US, which isn't too bad as he came from a small LEGO set. Set 75391, Captain Rex Y Wing Microfighter, released last year in 2024. I'm sure you guys all know about the controversy with the UCS set, but for those unsure, there are lots of videos online documenting the whole situation. Now, do I think you should get this figure? I mean, of course, if you're a Clone Wars fan and don't already have one, go pick one up right now. In fact, I would suggest getting the Microfighter set, which costs around $13. Considering clone commanders or captains are usually locked behind more expensive sets, getting this Microfighter is probably a no-brainer for a lot of you guys. Despite having a few letdowns, I think overall, the Captain still lived up to most fans' expectations, and luckily, you can just slap a cloth comma on and make the figure feel much more complete. I would also like to weigh in on whether the OG 2013 version of Rex is worth it. Being one of the holy grails in the LEGO Star Wars community, it costs over $100 now. Personally, I think it's a no, and it's due to several reasons. While the original Phase 2 Rex has a smaller ammo pouch and a waist cape, the newer version is a fraction of the cost, and to me, feels like an upgrade overall. It has better detailing, a rangefinder, and a unique headprint. Though quite upsettingly, they both suffer from the oversized pauldron problem. If you're a diehard collector, by all means get both minifigures. But if you're just looking to get one Rex minifigure, I would recommend the newer one. That wraps up my deep dive into the Phase 2 Captain Rex minifigure. But what do you think? Do you think the minifigure lived up to fans' expectations? Or was it a huge letdown? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to support me, please consider liking the video and subscribing. If you would like to suggest a minifigure, even outside of Star Wars, for me to rate, please feel free to do so in the comments. Thanks for watching. This is all figured out, and I'll see you in the next one.